Hey everyone, today we're going to be talking about 3 different popular brands of carbonators, and I believe these 3 brands are the top dogs when it comes to carbonators currently. And we're going to talk about the oldest ones and some of the newer ones that are out there. But today we're going to be talking about pros, cons of each machine, of what they do, because they do similar things, but they also are a lot different. Over on the right, we have our Sodastream. In the middle here, we have our Drinkmate Omnifizz. And on the left, which is one of the newest brands to come out with a carbonator, the Ninja Thirsti. And let's go ahead, start off with our Sodastreams. And I'm going to tell you some pros, some cons, and what machine you might be interested in. So let's go ahead, start out with the Sodastream Art. This was actually my first machine I've ever received, and I loved it. The problem with it is I actually killed this one, but the good thing about Sodastream is that they do honor their warranty. This machine, something broke up here, and it was probably my misuse that broke it. I have a lot of videos where I carbonated milk, I carbonated kefir, I carbonated V8 juice, I've carbonated a whole bunch of different soda Presco liquids, and stuff that technically you're not supposed to use in a Sodastream. So I'm going to put that on user error. What's good about it? Well, if you're looking for a certain styling, this one has a very unique styling, mainly because of the handle here, but it has also the chrome accents around it. But this handle is what makes the styling great about it, and this also is very purposeful. The reason that it is purposeful is because you can customize how much carbonation you want a drink to a T. Now, if you carbonated too much, luckily the Sodastreams have a decompression safety in them, so if you continuously hold down the lever, well, you're just losing CO2 at that point. Now, that is one of the biggest pros to this, and I think this is more of a advanced user than a beginner user. Now, the reason is, like I said, you have to find out the perfect amount of CO2, and the problem with this is as your bottle of CO2 starts to lessen, you're going to have to tweak this, and you're going to have to do more or less depending on if it's a brand new bottle or not. Now, the Sodastream Art does use the Quick Connect style, and the Quick Connect style is only available at Sodastream and SodaSense currently. So the gas is a little more pricey than some others like Simply Soda, which if you use their app, they have the screw-on type, $12.99 a cylinder. You got to get 2 cylinders, which honestly I think you should have either 3 or 5 cylinders altogether. Overall, styling's great. That's a pro. The customized CO2 is great as well. A con is you can only do water in here, or I should say you should only do water. If you do other things, you could potentially break your machine. Another con, like I said, is having that proprietary Quick Connect style where only 2 companies so far have the Quick Connects. Great machine. If you're looking for a little more styling, this is the machine to go to. If you're looking for something a little more advanced, this is a great machine. Now, let's put that to the side. Let's go to the Sodastream E-Terra. This is the, I guess, 3rd machine I ever had. I think I had the Fika before the Sodastream E-Terra. This one here, I would compare it, but they actually don't make this anymore. Alright, so back to the Sodastream E-Terra. This one's great for a beginner, family friendly elderly person, you know, anyone can use this. Your 3-year-old, if they like carbonated water, they could use this. You know, your 70-year-old grandma could use this as well. But this is a great machine for any type of user. The reason is, well, you just plug it in, it's electronic, and you press a couple buttons depending on what carbonation level you like. Now, this one actually is one of my most popular shorts on YouTube currently, and this one has done pretty well with Amazon orders. And if you are one of those people, I do appreciate your support. You know, you really do help me out with ordering on Amazon. Doesn't cost you anything, helps the channel immensely, so I do appreciate it. And leave a comment below if you have used my link for Amazon to purchase something, and you know, I'll reply. I always reply to my comments anyway, so if you feel like you have a question, feel free to ask. It's very compact, so it's very little. The styling isn't as great as the Art, but this one does the specific job. Now for this, one of the biggest cons is you can only use water. Do not try to put any other liquid in this. If you do, there's a big chance you're going to mess up this machine. And trust me, you do not want to mess up this machine. The good thing about it right now is that the prices have gone down pretty significant. I think this was $150, $160. It's hovering around $110 to $125 currently, if you can get it on sale for the starter kit. And overall, I did enjoy this a lot, but there is a machine that took its place, and we'll talk about that next. So next up is the Ninja Thirsti. Now, when I heard the Ninja Thirsti was coming out, honestly, I thought, there's no other machine that can take its place. It's awesome in so many ways, but there are some flaws and some cons that ultimately made my decision to move on from it. So let's talk about the pros of the Ninja Thirsti. The Ninja Thirsti, overall, it's a great concept. This is probably the most unique and best concept of it all. You got this reservoir, you fill this up, throw it in the fridge, and then you carbonate. Easy, simple as that. You can do 6 ounces, 12 ounces, 18 ounces, 24 ounces. Good to go. You get to pick how many ounces you want. If you're like, I'm thirsty, but I'm not super thirsty, and I don't really want to waste CO2, do 6 ounces. If you're like, I'm really thirsty and I'm going to leave the house, do 24 ounces. You'll be good to go. They thought a lot about things too, like this little shelf, which I think is very convenient. So if you're using 6 or 12 ounces, you can honestly use this shelf here. Doing 18, 24, use this. You do have this drain pan here, which is very unique and awesome. And overall, the Ninja Thirsti is very, very complex, but also very, very simple. One thing that I thought was going to be a huge pro as well, you got these little flavorings. The problem is, I think the flavorings suck. I really do. I hate the flavorings. And that's why I didn't do any more videos on the Ninja Thirsti flavorings, because honestly, I think they all suck. And that's just my honest opinion. I tried all of them. None of them were amazing. They're alright. The strawberry kiwi was probably the best one, and that one was manageable and pretty tasty, but it's like, when you come out with, I think there's like 12 or 18 now flavors, and you know, 11 of 12 suck, what's the point of using it? Now, overall, might be great for someone, because you do have the flavorings, and you can mix the flavorings together. As long as you do 12 ounces or more, you can mix the flavorings. And you can make all different combinations. but it's the artificial sweetener that they use, and I just didn't care for it. They use stevia in as their sweetener. That might change my opinion, and maybe later on they will. Also with the Ninja is that you have all different types of carbonation levels, like the E-Terra over here. So you have 1, 2, 3. Some people say their machine only has 2 levels of carbonation, which I can verify is true. So it just depends on where you get your Ninja Thirsti at, and that's about it. Now, one of the biggest cons I have is this little tiny cord. 3 foot. Dude, this thing does not use that much power. It's not like a coffee maker where it's heating up. This is using very minimal power to carbonate. But that's not the biggest con. The biggest con is actually doing the 6, 12, 18, 24 ounces. And the reason that's a big con is how long it takes to get a 24 ounce drink. You put 24 ounce, you start this thing, man, you might as well leave and come back in 5 minutes, because it might be done in 5 minutes, it might not, who knows, because it has to suck all the water in. Once it gets to the certain amount, I guess through the sensor, then it carbonates in a bladder, I assume, and then after it carbonates through the bladder, it has to decompress. Once it decompresses, then it slowly trickles out, has to wait till it's finished, then it sucks up another 6 ounces, and it's a long process. I liked it, and then I just said, you know what, I can't deal with how long it takes and how much carbonated water I do drink, because I do drink a lot when I actually have my machine and don't lose it. And we'll talk about this one over here in a minute. Overall, this is a great machine. If you don't mind waiting, you like having flavors in your drink, and you're alright with sucralose and aspartame and stuff like that, this might be the machine for you. The price has gone down pretty significant as well. I think I've seen these go as low as $100. I'm pretty sure they started out at $150, $160 range. Overall, it's a decent machine. I'm not going to say it's my #1 pick. It definitely overthrew the E-Terra, and the only reason it overthrew the E-Terra is because it had a screw-on type of CO2 connection, and I was tired of paying, upwards of $16, $17 per cylinder of CO2. Now, like I said, great machine. I would say it's probably family friendly, because your kids will probably enjoy it most if you don't mind them having sucralose and aspartame, because you'd be like, hey, what flavor do you want, Johnny? They'll be like, I want strawberry kiwi with lemon, Alright, that's coming up. And then it would fascinate them to see how the whole system works. But I would say your kids would love it if you have young kids, and I think you would love it as well if you don't mind waiting for a drink. Now, the last thing I do want to say, the pro of it is that you're not wasting a lot of CO2, because you determine how much you want to drink. If you want a 6 ounce drink, you get a 6 ounce. You want a 12 ounce, you get a 12 ounce. You gulp that down in 20 minutes, well, you don't have, another 20 ounces that, gets flatter over a couple hour period. So, Ninja Thirsti, definitely a great machine. Not my favorite, just because of how long it takes to get a drink. Now, let's get to my favorite machine of them all currently. The biggest, baddest machine out there that I believe, and that is the Drinkmate Omnifizz. Now, let's talk about the Drinkmate Omnifizz. Drinkmate Omnifizz has a very, very unique system, and it's all right here. This is pretty much a E-Terra, except it's just a push button. right? No electric at all. So they have an E-Terra and then they have a Terra. The Terra is a push button up top. This is pretty much the same thing. Now what makes the Omnifizz unique over all these other ones is right here. This right here is your infuser, and this allows you to carbonate any beverage you want without messing up your machine. So you don't have to do just water with this. You can put milk in this thing, screw on this, slide this in, pop it back, press down your button. Don't hold it too long. I did make that mistake before, and well, it takes a long time to decompress. You take it off, you shake it up a little bit. Shaking it up is how you get the carbonation into the liquid. After that, you lift up this, press this blue, decompresses, drink automatically. No mixing, no adding stuff later on. You could do that if you want to, but why get a Drinkmate Omnifizz if you're going to put flavorings in later on? Unless you're making, 28 ounces. You got a buddy over there wants 14 ounces of it, and they want, a lemonade, whereas you want a blueberry limeade, and you could, share it. That would be the only reason. I've made so many drinks in this, and I love it. I need to make more videos with the Drinkmate Omnifizz. Overall, this is the best machine out there currently. It does use a screw-on type CO2 cylinder, so you can use any company out there that offers screw-on type. Very, very easy to clean, very, very easy to use, and the pricing is a little more than most of these out there. So if you're looking to get a starter kit, if I remember correctly, you're looking at around $140, $150, and that includes, I think, an extra bottle and a CO2 cylinder with it. But honestly, I think it's worth the money. I really don't ever see them on sale, so that's one thing about the Drinkmate that could be a con, is this a little more expensive than the rest. But overall, with the technology that it has right here, I think it's worth it. And they have a whole bunch of different fun colors as well. There's not too many cons I can give you, except if you lose this infuser somehow, or if it breaks, you have to buy a new one. And I think these are like 20 bucks. And you can buy multiple infusers as well. Overall, this machine, this part here, is very simplistic. Very simple. It's a little smaller, little slimmer than the E-Terra. Overall, Drinkmate, man, you guys did it. They did really well. They do have some awesome flavorings that I want to try. So leave a comment below if you think you would enjoy me doing those different flavors. They are very expensive, but from what I heard is they're very healthy for you if you don't want to make your own mixtures. And I have a lot of videos of making different mixtures with carbonators, whether it's with the Art or the E-Terra or the Fika, which the Fika we won't even talk about anymore because they don't make, and the Drinkmate. I need to do a first use and setup of the Drinkmate Omnifizz, but overall, this is my number one. Number one, number two is over here, number three, number four. This is my favorite machine. Not sponsored by Drinkmate, not sponsored by any of these machines that I have up here. Paid for all of them, but overall, this is my favorite one. Let me know in the comments below if you have any of these, if you're thinking about getting one and want some more advice or have some questions on these machines. I've used all of them in depth for a while now, and I do want to say thank you for your support. If you are new and you bought a machine because of my channel and using my links to Amazon for them, really do appreciate it. It's the reason I can continue to make videos, and I'm just glad now that we're monetized, we can just continue to pump out more videos. I'm a one-man show, so I do all the filming, I do all the editing by myself, so that's why sometimes it takes a while to get some videos out there. Other than that, thank you for your support. Thank you for watching if you got all the way to the end, and I will see you next time. Take care, see you later, and bye-bye now.